Unless you've done a lot of hunting or a lot of target shooting, you probably haven't thought about buying a rangefinder. Well, today I'm going to tell you why I have a few, and I'm going to show you this new one that I picked up. This is the ATuMan DKW rangefinder. Alright everybody, welcome back. So, one of the reasons I picked up a rangefinder many years ago, my first one I purchased in the gun store I worked in. It was a used one, and it was a gigantic Bushnell one from 1999, was I had an issue with ranges. You know, I shoot on open land out here at ranges, you know, in BLM land that we've been established as ranges, and they don't exactly have targets at 25, 50, 100 yards. You have to put a rock out there and put your target out and hope you're at 25 or 50 yards. So it made it very easy for me to range out when sighting in things, certain defensive things, and made it very easy to do that. So that's why I invested in that, but I found that to be bulky and sucked down a lot of batteries. I mean, it was like 4 AA batteries or something on each side, and I wanted to find something a little bit smaller. When I got a smaller rangefinder, I realized that I have a ton of uses for a rangefinder as a prepper. One of the most important being knowing how far things are on my street. It's also handy to kind of like be able to tell off in the distance how far away something is to see if it's a threat to you or not. And it's also neat to just set up a range card in your neighborhood, you know, so you know distances. If I'm calling in somebody, you know, maybe prowling at a home far away, I can tell the dispatch, you know, yeah, they're about 75 yards out there, because that's how far my neighbor's house is. So it's a handy thing to have as a prepper to begin with. This one not only does range, but it also does speed. So if I put this on a vehicle, let's say, and I'm tracking that vehicle, I can tell how fast that vehicle's going just by using this from a distance. So that's kind of handy too. I wouldn't say it's as accurate as maybe a police radar gun, but it still is kind of neat and handy. So I really do enjoy the fact that this has a bunch of different features. It's got a bunch of different modes as well. You know, you have your ranging mode, which will move. As you move, it will update. Very quick processor in here. There's no lag at all. If I put this on a house, let's say that's 75 yards, and I move it away to a telephone pole at 300 yards, it's going to range, you know, 250, 300, boom, 275, 25. It'll range as I move, so that's very neat too. You have 4 modes basically on this. You have a hunting mode, a golf mode, and a lot of golfers use these to judge the distance to the pin on the green, a scan mode, and a fog mode, as well as a speed mode. Now the fog mode is also what I'd call a rain mode. Sometimes fog and rain can mess up the laser in these. These basically work by a laser beam being emitted at a target and bouncing back to this device. And how long that takes is the judge of distance and how far it is. There's a computer in there that will judge that for you. It will range it for you. So if you have fog or you have raindrops getting in the way, it can mess it up. With the fog mode, you'll be able to use this and it'll still be accurate. Another nice thing about this is it's super lightweight. This thing weighs 300 grams. I mean, that is just super lightweight. It is plastic. However, I picked up expensive units, and they've all been plastic, so that really isn't a deal killer to me. It is rechargeable as well. You'll notice the unused USB cord, because I had so many of them. 1,000 milliamp hour battery. You'll get about 8 to 12 hours worth of use out of this. It does turn off after a minute, so if you haven't used it and it's not active, it will shut itself off. Another nice thing about it is it uses real glass lenses. So many of these cheaper ones use the cheaper plastic kind of ground lenses. This actually uses real glass lenses. It's got a 6-time optical zoom. So when you're looking at this, you're zoomed in 6 times. It's got a Bach 4 HD prism. It's made up of low dispersion glass, so you have a really nice clear view. And that was really what shocked me about this. I'm thinking a cheaper rangefinder, the view isn't going to be anything near what I'm used to with looking through maybe a high-end pair of binoculars or something. It's really clear. I'm going to try to show you that. Again, you know, I have to use my cell phone because this camera's lens is too big, and to zoom in on that, you just get that little dot in the center. It wouldn't be very clear. But my cell phone has a smaller lens, and I can kind of zoom in on that and show you. I'm going to put it on a tripod because it does have a hole for a tripod on the bottom. And we're going to try and just kind of give you some shots of my neighborhood and nearby neighboring houses. All in all, like I said, it is made of plastic, but it is a very robust feeling thing to it. It doesn't feel cheap in your hand. I do like the grippy kind of stuff up here on the bottom, the rubberized top and bottom. Another neat feature of this. This is really, really cool. I want to show you this because it's kind of handy. If you wear glasses for nearsightedness or farsightedness, you will be able to use this without your glasses. I was absolutely shocked. You can just take this and rotate this diopter a little bit either way. Now, I will have to compensate for that when I put my cell phone lens over it, but it really works nice, and it's nice not to have to shove it up against your glasses being ugly all day. You know, get that big ring on your glasses. So you will be able to lift up your glasses and use this very, very clearly. It's almost like it's a bit of a long-range lens there. So definitely works awesome. You have a 5-degree diopter in there, so you can kind of adjust for plus and minus as much as you'll need. So what I want to do is get this outside and put it on the tripod, and I'm going to try and zoom it in and give you a little bit of a look at how things look in here. This does have an angle mode as well, which is kind of neat. If you're looking at something that's not only a distance away, but at an angle or tall, it will tell you the angle at which you're looking at it too. We're just going to go for distance on this because I want to show you the clarity of the lens and how it looks inside. But it does have a ton of different modes in it, and that's a neat feature for something so inexpensive. I don't know, I believe they run about $56, so you really can't beat. I searched rangefinders, even in Walmart, and the less expensive Bushnell ones and stuff are in the $200 to $300 range. So really can't complain about something that's 56 bucks. It's $55.99. So let's get it up on the tripod, open up the door here, and let's take a look outside and see what we can see. All right, excuse the shakiness here, but that is me with my cell phone looking through the lens. I haven't turned anything on yet. I just wanted to let you see the clarity of the lens. Now I'm moving my cell phone around the wrong way here. There we go. You can see how clear this thing is. It's just amazingly clear. Let me back up a little bit and show you. And that's what we got the setup here. So I'm going to turn it on. Okay. All right, quickly across the street from me, you can see that is 65.3 yards, their front wall there. 1.8 yards high off the ground. It's kind of a handy measurement. Let's try this out on some other stuff. All right, I'm on that fence, and you can see the angle I'm at here, 1.5 degrees, 65.3 yards. I'm going to try to move it up a little bit and see if we can get that house behind where my little reticle is. Let me do that. All right, the camera can't show it, but I pointed it up at those mountains. They're 590 yards away, 66 yards high off the ground. Sorry about the camera work here. It's rather difficult to do, but you see how clear this glass is. It's just amazing to me how nice this looks for such an inexpensive unit. All right, let's try one last thing here, and we'll move on from there, bring you back on the table, and we'll finish up. So that little house in the back there is 582 yards away. That's pretty far away. The lens is deceiving because it's a really nice 6x zoom, but that is really, really nice, really handy. This is definitely going to be a unit I'm keeping around. Really like how it works. I'm going to try and see if I can activate it with the camera on it. See if I can do it from here. Okay, I just hit the ground. I hit his fence at 77 yards. It is difficult to control with a cell phone camera in front of it. Got to find a better solution for this when I'm reviewing these kind of things. But you can see it's pretty darn cool. Now let's get it back on the table and finish up. So what do I think? Well, actually, for the price, I'm pretty impressed. I like the fact that I have a rangefinder now that goes out further than 200 yards, like my old one. And I like the fact that it does the speed as well as real-time tracking. So if I'm moving over an area and I want ranges of multiple things as I'm moving, it will do that and keep it up to date. So very impressive little unit for the price, gotta say. Like I said, the price is $59.99, so 56 bucks. The link is to Banggood down below. I have ordered from them in the past. They have never given me a bit of problem. I'm really impressed with their gear so far. When I first started ordering from them, I was kind of concerned because I've had bad luck with Wish. But they are nothing like that. Very reliable site. Seems to work out pretty well. As far as your modes of operation on this is your instruction manual. I'm kind of unfolding it for you. And it will show you, pretty much everything. It's very well written. There's nothing complicated or confusing about it. It'll show you what all the indicators mean on your screen. Very, very easy to do. How to get into the speed modes and the different modes. Your battery, when it's low, it'll show up there. Pretty nice little instruction manual. I definitely keep this with it. So you always remember, because there are a lot of buttons to push. As far as if I want to use this, I push it twice. If I want to use that, I push it once. Things like that you'll forget if you don't use this every single day. It does come with a fairly decent case. It's typical of a binoculars, an inexpensive binocular case. And of course, like I said, I've got so many of these charging cables, but it does come with a charging cable It is a standard USB cable. I had a bunch lying around, so I just charged it up from here. This will glow red until it's while it's charging, and green when it's done. Took about an hour to top it off from what I got. So all in all, pretty impressed with it for the price. Really can't go wrong with something like this. And I think it is very helpful to have something like this in your immediate area so you know about how far things are. It's handy to know how far distances are, nearby and far away. And, you know, I've always wondered how far away those mountains were, and until today I never knew they were 500 and some odd yards away. So it is handy to know that. The glass on it, as you saw in the video, was crystal clear. Even though it was kind of hard holding it there, you could see how clear that came out. So I'm happy with it. I'm going to be using it more and more. I'd like to kind of draw up ranges of things in my neighborhood to let me know about, you know, like my neighbor's 60 yards down, the end of the street's 175 yards, that kind of thing, just to give me an idea of what's around me, you know. That's a handy thing to know. So that's definitely something that I think as a prepper you'd probably want, especially if you do a lot of hunting. Very handy to know about how far away an animal is before you take it, so you're confident you can make that shot. All in all, great unit. Very, very handy, very compact. Stick it in your pocket, walk around with it. They do give you a cleaning cloth with this as well. You don't want to touch the end lenses there, but they do give you a cleaning cloth with it as well. So all in all, that's a great deal for 56 bucks. The link will be down below. Check them out. They got a lot of good sales going on right now. Every month they have different stuff that's on a flash sale, kind of like Olight does. So check out the site in general, but for 56 bucks you can't go wrong on these little guys. They are cheaper than the units I've seen previous. Anyway, folks, like I said, link for that will be down below. Don't forget to check out our Amazon affiliate store. Our freeze-dried wholesalers link down there. It's the last day of the month. Make sure you check it out and see if there's any things you want to pick up before the new month begins, and there's new specials. So that is a 15% off link. Somebody asked me for my code on there. Now, you can use Iridium242 as a checkout as a code, but if you click that link, you're automatically going to get the discount. You're automatically going to get 15% off. You don't need a code or anything like that. Just click the link and go. We have our My Patriot Supply link. That's preparewithiridium.com, preparewithiridium.com, and our Thrive Life freeze-dried food store. Excellent food. Definitely worth looking into if you're looking to stock up. Anyway, folks, I thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.